Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of the Final Fantasy Legend 3 for the Nintendo Game Boy. It's time for Weggie, Bwizzy, Bubbles, and Gilda to save the world. Here they meet this guy named Soul. He's the only one who is apparently strong enough to destroy Xagor, the big bad of the game. But apparently he's not fighting Xagor, but he's containing Xagor. So he's holding Xagor back. So what we have to do is just do a set amount of damage to Soul, and then Xagor will appear. So basically what Soul's doing is he's basically saying like, hey, I'm holding Xagor, you know, kind of captive in my body, you know, defeat me and kill Xagor, you know, while he's inside me. But unfortunately Xagor is going to break free before he manages to gets dealing up damage to Soul. So we're gonna have to end up, you know, fighting Xagor. Guess it wouldn't be very, very unclimactic if, you know, the final boss of the game was just an enemy that didn't, you know, attack back, that did nothing. So basically it's a three-part boss fight. The first part is going to be just against Soul here, which does nothing. Then we're gonna actually fight Xagor, and then Xagor transforms about halfway through the fight. But he still has the same moves, he just changes appearance. So Xagor can be a kind of a tough cookie. He has quite a few hit all moves. He has Flare, Lit X, that hit everybody. He also has a Dark Force single target attack that pretty much kills anybody that it hits. So the only one who might be able to survive is Weggie, because he has over 999 hit points. But anybody else hit by that usually is wiped out. So you can fight this battle similarly to how you fought Balor, the guy who got the staircase up to this area, where you can kind of play defensively and have Bwizzy and Borgin continually casting the Cure B and Cure A spell, respectively, and to keep everyone kind of alive. But I, you know, play a little aggressive, similar to how I fought Balor. So, and now Xagor has woken up, and he's like a big tumor-looking thing. Big ball with a bunch of tentacles. So, and then he's gonna get uglier, like I said, and he'll change like forms then later on. He starts off with this barrier, which basically makes him immune to pretty much everything other than the Mystic Swords. So yeah, this magma, not gonna do too much. So basically for Borgin and for Bubbles, you want to use your non-elemental attacks, because right now with the barrier, he basically has the all status. So we'll just use stuff like White and Nuke, because they're non-elemental spells. But like I said, the main damage is going to be coming from our the Mystic Swords. So because of that, we'll have Bwizzy as many times as he can attack, mainly use Borgin as our healer. Even though he doesn't have the best healing spells, you could have bought him Cure B and given it to him, but I didn't really feel that was necessary, so he can hold out on his, he can hold his own and keep up the healing just with the magic that he has. But if you're going for, I guess, a more aggressive thing, you could go get that Cure B. You can also get maybe Cure B for someone like Bubbles, because Black Magic ain't gonna do too much damage. Although his Black Magic does a lot of damage. He has a maxed out magic stat of 250. So, well, almost maxed out, because 255 is usually the max for these games, because that's the number of bits in a byte, I think. So, but whenever he hits a hit-all attack, you just gotta hope that he doesn't use another one in the next round. If he does a Nuke or a Lit X, I like to have both both Bwizzy and Borgin, too many B's in this part, cast their cure spells. So, it's a little bit of overkill on the curing, but we're back to normal again, so... You know, he defends, and I don't think he's really working on much. This is a neat little thing that happens. When he changes forms, the Talon actually joins in. So Talon's going to join in every turn and hit for 550. It goes last, but you know it adds up over time, that damage. Xagor in total has 48,000 hit points. So 550 ain't a lot, but over the course of multiple turns, you know, he might take off like a 9th or 10th of the hit points. So, and the good thing is that E-Ray does constant damage, always does a 550, even when he does like a defend. So, that's nice. Borgin, like I said, if he has a single heal, he has the Cure 3, which heals someone up to max. We're getting lucky here that Xagor's using a lot of single target attacks, his Magma attack. You don't want to see the Lit X and the Nuke, because those ones back to back, they're probably gonna really wreck your party. So Xagor has an agility of 100, so he can go before everybody else. It's just you know, just gotta get lucky and hope that you folks go before him. So then one who has more agility would be Weggie, because he has that 99 agility plus the base of the plus the percentage that he gets from the Spec Rat robot that he is. So there he used that Dark Force. As you can see, it pretty much wipes out anybody. Now Borgin has a life spell, but they only come back with I believe 30% of their hit points. It seems like Cure 1 does 30%, Cure 2 does 60%, and then Cure 3 does like 100%. Similar with the life spells, life just gives like 30%, then life A is 60%, and then life B, those are forbidden magics that restore you to like full life. But we have a whole bunch of elixirs, so it's better to just use an elixir, because if you just use the life spell, and then Xagor hits with even just a single target attack, the character's going to probably be wiped out again. So, and Borgin luckily survives the Dark Force. So he'll just have to cure himself up there. If anybody needs an elixir to bring back, like I said, probably the best person to use it would be Bubbles, because Bubbles is dealing the least amount of damage. She's the only one who doesn't have a Mystic Sword. If Bubbles was knocked out like she was, and needs an elixir used on her, that's when I used Borgin to do it. With Borgin, he has good magic, but like I said, since Xagor has that protection from all the magic, he's not going to be dealing like a lot of damage. Even when he uses like his non-elemental spell, the White Spell. So, yeah, Borgin takes on the role of the healer. It's almost interesting. Bubbles was our black mage throughout this entire playthrough, but now she's doing more of a defensive role, like a white mage, keeping people healed and stuff, which is similar to my Let's Play with Marty, Milo, Wibbly, and Fibs for Final Fantasy 1, where Milo was the black mage, but for the final battle, he functioned more like a white mage. He was pumping out the white shirt, giving everybody evasion, and just doing items to basically buff the party. As a lot of times, black mages in these games tend to be really, really good, like at fighting, you know, the mobs of enemies, the regular enemies. But then toward the end game, a lot of bosses are giving, you know, immunity to magic types, and so they don't necessarily function as well against like final bosses. So they sometimes have to take on like a secondary role. That's why sometimes a lot of black magics magicians have the buffing type spells like Fast, Saber, Temper, that buff other, so they can actually do stuff in boss battles when the black magic is going to be effective. So... Oh no, Bubbles get targeted again. So... Get her back on her feet. But, unfortunately, there's not really good, you know, buffing spells, in this game. Most of the spells ain't all that great. Like I said, you get the, level 2 spells, you can hit everybody, finally. But up to that point, you know, spells aren't all that good, so... And a few times when magic isn't overpowered. But we were overpowered, we managed to defeat Xagor, and for some reason Xagor actually gives experience points. We know he's the last boss and there was no more fighting after this, so... And Xagor and Saul both disappear. But Saul, his consciousness, I guess, talks to us for a little bit here, and tells us how we can get back to our world. Weggie. Who? It's me, Saul. Xagor is gone. Thanks to you. And you can unfortunately speed edit this up, so I will soon fade. But I shall stop the entity with my last breath. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through this slow text, but it's all good. Hurry back to your own world through the hole in the ocean. Yeah, remember there was that one hole that we flew by a lot of times? That's our exit strategy. And that apparently takes us out of the mouth of the water entity. Which, like, when you look at it, is basically like a big pitcher. So, Solby says this land and I are no longer needed. Thanks to you, people. I can go soundly to sleep. Go. Alrighty. So luckily, like I said, the Talon has the human brain in it that allows it to function on its own. So it gives us a helping hand in the final battle, and it allows us to pick us up right up here, outside while we're in the castle, and take us right to this hole. And look, the water entity is gone. Everyone okay? Yeah. Hey, look up. We get to look up and see the water entity disappear. And unfortunately the Talon went with it, but... Uh-oh. But the good thing is, we have the float spell. It's really interesting, even if you got rid of the float spell, for whatever reason, Borgen was equipped with the float spell, so the game kind of realized that, because right now someone got to cast float to get us back to land, so they purposely gave Borgen that spell, so... Because otherwise you can kind of say, like, get rid of that spell, and you'd be like, well, who was going to save us at the end here? So the developers thought of it, so interesting. So we've saved every generation that ever lived. Good job. What a cost. Luckily, though, a lot of the cost that was spent is going to be undone here in the ending. So Borgen's going to cast the float spell that he comes with and take us right to Viper City. So some of the cost that's going to be undone is the loss of Dion and Jupaya, Weggie's father, so... You can see he's turned back into his normal sprite. Yeah, they don't have him as the monster anymore, or the robot. Where are Dion and Jupaya? Well... Doctor, you can restore them with just the tissue? And Doctor's like, yep, so... We also know this Doctor is kind of mean. Remember after the Maitreya fight, he kind of revived Dion because Dion got hurt in the Maitreya fight. Tried to take on Maitreya by himself, and it didn't end too well for him. But he came back here and got healed by the Doctor. Apparently that's when the Doctor must have put that bomb in him to, that he used to destroy the barrier machine. He talks to Dion again, huh? Was my work that pleasurable? No, it's just that, you know, he had to do what he had to do. But yeah, he basically says this time, you know, like, no more bombs this time. We don't need a bomb, so... Yeah, we don't need a lot of stuff now because, like I said, the world is saved and the monsters were coming out of that water entity. So, like I said, without monsters here, we don't have to worry about, you know, the fighting and stuff, so... And there he is. I don't need the bomb this time. I said stop it. Okay, stay put. And Dion is back. A very valuable party member for us. So, joined us twice, spent the majority of the game with us, you know, of all the people that we had in our party. And speaking of people we had in our party, we'll end up going back to see Myron, our first 5th party member who joined us. Way back at the beginning of the game. So. Doctor. Is Dad, I mean, Jupaya here. Alright. And we'll get to see that when we actually go up to talk with Jupaya, his sprite is the same as Weggie's sprite, so now you can understand why all those people are confusing Weggie with Jupaya. So, it's almost like a Jango Fett, Boba Fett clone thing. Yeah, the sprites are the same, so... Of course, Jupaya doesn't know who we are yet, because in this timeline, Weggie hasn't been born yet, so... Thank you, may I have the honor of knowing who saved our world? So, yeah, we're going to tell him our name and basically request that, hey, name your son after this, so I guess we kind of stabilize the time loop. I'm Weggie, that's a good name. I think I'll name my son that. And of course Weggie's like, sure, son. Please do. And, how will you get back? So I guess this in this time travel they can't have like I guess 2 of the same people living in the same time. So we're going to have to so that this Weggie and the Weggie who's about to be born don't I guess interact with one another. We're going to go back in time to the present. I guess grew up there along with Gilda, who grew up there, so that's her own time, so... Our last request, make us a time machine. So... And I guess this is, we all appear before, you know, Borgin sent us back, because, you know, the Weggie hasn't been born yet. So, we just tell, Dr. Quasar, hey, you can make a time machine, because we know that he does in the future, to send Weggie, Bwizzy, and Bubbles back. But just so we don't, like, guess mess up the timeline, we are going to leave Viper here, so that we, I guess, don't interact, Weggie doesn't interact with his new self that's going to be born here. So he is going to head back to visit Myron. Like I said, we're going to go see that original party member, Myron. So, Borgin invites us to stay here, but we're like, I'd like to, but I'll be born soon. I'll stay with Myron. So, it doesn't say where, whatchamacallit, where Bwizzy and Bubbles are born now. But I guess that's a limitation of space in the cartridge, so... Borgin, his plan worked out perfectly. Sent us back to the past to grow up and become strong enough to defeat the masters over in Pure Land and save this world, so... It all worked out. We're going to cast our float, head back to Myron's here in New Dawn. Myron, put us up for a while. And it's going to end the game similar to how we started the game. Remember, we started the game and started off in the simulator? Well, Myron's been busy. He's made a new simulator here. Sure, I knew you would come. I want to show you something. Just like the first simulator we had, this one is hidden in the fireplace. This one is going to be Simulator 2.0. So, sadly, we don't get to play it. I guess if they ever well, they did remake this game for the 3DS. It only came out in Japan though. But if they ever did like a new game plus, I guess maybe they can have like a bonus, like DLC, downloadable content. Maybe they can have something like a bonus dungeon, but it's the bonus simulator. Looks like this bonus simulator has all the old bosses that we fought on our journey. So that was the first. Well, not really the first boss, because I guess the first boss was that water hag, but that's Dogra. Fought him in the past to save Lyn. There's Ashura. Fought him to get the Chaos Key, so we could fight Chaos here. He was the first big roadblock boss because he had that multi-hit Quake spell that hit everybody. And there's Maitreya. We talked about her, how she injured Dion, or how he injured Dion. Fenrir, the cat guy with no eyes, who captured Faye. And then we have Guha. He was the tornado boss that destroyed the original Talon. And that is the end. But it's not the end for this Let's Playthrough, because we got the bonus episode coming up. So stick around for that. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.